What if I told you a police officer used his patrol car not to protect his town, but to hunt the people driving through it? In the quiet town of Briar Ridge, Officer Mark Halton was known for one thing. He pulled over more drivers at night than every other officer combined. Speeding, broken taillights, rolling stops, he always had a reason. But drivers described something else, something darker. He approached cars with his hand already on his gun. He demanded they step out, even when they had done nothing wrong. Some said he followed them for miles with his lights off. Others said he searched their cars without consent. No one complained because the few who tried found themselves charged with resisting or interference. In a town where Halton's father had once been the chief, people believed complaining would only make things worse. And they were right. For years, Halton terrorized nighttime drivers. But one night, he pulled over the wrong person, a woman who didn't scare easily, a woman who knew the law better than he ever expected, an attorney. Briar Ridge residents had a rule: don't drive after midnight. Not because of danger, but because of Officer Halton. Halton's harassment wasn't subtle. Some nights he issued 20 warnings. Other nights he detained people for an hour while backup sat in their cars pretending nothing was wrong. Locals whispered that Halton kept a private list, drivers he didn't like. Once you were on it, you were pulled over almost weekly. The police department dismissed it as strong, proactive policing. The chief praised Halton for his night patrol commitment. Even the mayor called him a necessary deterrent. But quietly, people told the same story. Halton searched cars without cause, confiscated legal items, and threatened drivers who asked for badge numbers. Most victims were too scared to fight. They didn't have money, power, or influence. But Halton's confidence would become his downfall, because he had no idea a new resident had moved into town only weeks earlier. A criminal defense attorney named Dana Bishop. Attorney Dana Bishop moved to Briar Ridge for peace, a slower life after 10 exhausting years in courtroom battles. She didn't know the town's secret rule about midnight driving. On her first month there, she left her office late, turned onto Route 17 and drove toward her neighborhood. Her car was fully legal, new plates, working lights, insurance on the dash. Half a mile from home, headlights appeared behind her. Close, too close. No sirens, no lights, just a patrol car tailgating her at 2 a.m. Dana signaled and pulled to the right lane, but the car stayed glued to her rear bumper. Then, without warning, bright red and blue lights lit the night. Dana sighed, pulled over, and reached for her license. She wasn't nervous. She'd dealt with aggressive officers before. But when she saw who stepped out of the patrol car, his face twisted in irritation before he even approached, she felt something else. This wasn't a routine stop. Officer Halton approached Dana's window, already shining his flashlight into her eyes. "License and registration," he demanded. No greeting, no explanation. Dana kept her hands visible. "Sure," she said calmly. "What's the reason for the stop?" Halton smirked, a look Dana had seen on hundreds of domineering officers across her career. "You were swerving," he replied. She knew she wasn't. Her dashcam would prove it. But the moment she handed him her license, Halton leaned closer, studying it too long. Then he saw her occupation: attorney. His expression changed. Not fear, not respect. Annoyance. "You been drinking tonight?" he asked. "No." "We'll see." Halton stepped back and gestured for her to exit the car. Dana's jaw tightened. He had no cause, no test, no suspicion. She realized what the townspeople had been dealing with for years, and he had just picked the wrong target. Dana stepped out of the car, calm but alert. Officer Halton circled her slowly, shining his flashlight across her eyes, trying to intimidate her. "Walk the line," he ordered. Dana folded her arms. No breath test, no suspicion, no odor of alcohol. Halton's expression tightened. "Do it," he snapped. Dana complied. She walked perfectly straight. Years of yoga had prepared her well, but Halton seemed irritated by her precision. He scribbled something onto his pad, slow, deliberate. "Are you writing a citation?" she asked. "No," he replied. "I'm noting your attitude." "Attitude?" Dana almost laughed. She calmly lifted her phone. "This stop is being recorded," she said. Halton froze. His eyes flicked to her dashboard. The blinking red light of her dash cam was unmistakable. He took a step back and exhaled sharply, realizing this wasn't a scared driver. This was a trained legal mind, someone who saw through every manipulative tactic he'd ever used. He returned her documents without a word. But as he walked away, Dana caught something in his expression. Not fear, not guilt. Hatred. The next morning, Dana reviewed the footage. The stop was unjustified, the accusation false. She saved the clip and prepared to file a complaint. But she didn't know Halton acted fast. By noon, she noticed a patrol car idling outside her house. Different officer, same pattern. That evening, as she drove to the store, a cruiser followed her for 5 straight miles. No lights, no sirens, just intimidation. The townspeople noticed. Some approached her quietly. "That officer does this to everyone. He pulled me over 4 times last year. He'll make your life hell if you file anything." Dana realized the truth. Briar Ridge wasn't scared of crime. They were scared of their own police. That night, she checked her dash cam storage. 2 brand new recordings. Both showed patrol cars following her home. Halton wasn't backing down. He was escalating. And Dana wasn't the kind of woman to sit silently while a corrupt officer sharpened his power. Dana visited the Briar Ridge Police Department the next morning. She requested the complaint form. The receptionist froze. Silence. She glanced behind her. 2 officers whispered. A sergeant stepped out of his office. "You're here about Halton?" he asked cautiously. Dana nodded. The sergeant sighed and closed his door. Inside, he spoke quietly. "Look, Halton's father used to be our chief. The mayor still protects him. Your complaint won't go anywhere unless it's airtight." Dana placed her dash cam footage on his desk. A long pause. The sergeant's shoulders sank. "Damn," he whispered. "This isn't the first time he's done this," he admitted, "but no one ever had video proof." Dana leaned forward. "I'm filing the report." The sergeant nodded reluctantly. "I'll sign it, but watch your back. Halton doesn't like losing control." As Dana left the station, she felt eyes following her. Cold, calculating, angry. The retaliation had only just begun. A week after filing the complaint, Dana was driving home from a late meeting when she noticed something disturbing. 2 patrol cars, both following her. She turned left. They turned left. She turned right. They turned right. Her heartbeat slowed, but her mind sharpened. She hit record on her phone. Halfway down the dark forest road, the first cruiser activated its lights. The second blocked her rear. A trap. Halton stepped out of the lead car. "Ma'am," he said coldly, "we received a tip you were transporting narcotics." Dana stared at him, stunned. "You seriously think—" But Halton interrupted. "Step out of the vehicle. We're searching the car." Illegal. Unconstitutional, and Dana knew it. "Get a warrant," she said. Halton smirked. "I don't need one." His partner walked toward her trunk with a crowbar in hand. That's when Dana did the smartest thing she'd ever done. She dialed a number Halton never expected. Her law firm's emergency line. Everything was about to change. Dana kept the phone on speaker. Her firm's senior partner, Jonathan Reeves, a relentless civil rights attorney, answered instantly. "Dana, what's happening?" She narrated everything loudly so the recording would capture Halton's actions. Reeves didn't hesitate. "Officer, this is Attorney Reeves. This stop is illegal. You are on a live recorded call. Step away from her vehicle immediately." Halton froze. His partner paused mid-step. Dana angled her dash cam directly toward Halton's face. The red light blinked. Evidence. Reeves continued. "If you break that trunk, I will personally make sure this becomes a federal case by morning." Halton's smirk vanished. He waved off his partner. "No search, we're done." But as he walked back to his cruiser, he muttered something under his breath. Too low for the camera, but loud enough for Dana to feel a chill. He wasn't finished. He was humiliated. And humiliation made him dangerous. Within 2 days, the entire town was whispering, not about Dana, but about the dash cam footage she possessed. A grocery cashier leaned in. "He pulled my son over for having a dirty license plate." A mechanic whispered, "He searched my truck and found nothing, then threatened to write me up anyway." A teacher confessed, "He told me complaining would make things worse." Dana realized she wasn't fighting one bad stop, she was exposing a system of intimidation. The sergeant who signed her complaint quietly reached out. "You didn't hear this from me," he said, "but Internal Affairs from the county is requesting your video." Dana shared everything, every clip, every recording, every detail. The IA investigator's face turned pale. "This is not misconduct," he said slowly. "This is patterned abuse of authority." Then he added a sentence that made Dana's nerves tighten. "Officer Halton is under surveillance now, but that means he's cornered." And cornered officers make rash decisions. 2 nights later, at 1:43 a.m., Dana heard a loud banging outside. She checked her camera. A police cruiser had parked at the edge of her driveway. Not Halton, another officer. He approached her door holding a citation. "Ma'am, you failed to fully stop at the intersection earlier tonight." Dana blinked. She hadn't driven anywhere. "Where's the footage?" she asked. The officer hesitated. "It's pending review." Dana stepped outside. "Tell Halton this isn't working." The officer swallowed. "I'm just doing my job." But his eyes told the truth. He was afraid of Halton, too. Dana documented the incident and sent the footage to Reeves. He called within minutes. "Dana, this is a setup. They're trying to build a pattern against you so your complaint looks retaliatory." Dana felt a knot tighten in her stomach. Halton wasn't just harassing her anymore. He was trying to destroy her credibility before IA could shut him down. The next morning, unmarked sedans rolled into Briar Ridge. Internal affairs investigators stepped into the station with boxes, cameras, and sealed orders. The entire department went silent. Halton walked in late. His face tightened the moment he saw them. An IA agent approached him. "Officer Halton, we need to review your patrol logs, body cam footage, and citation history." Halton scoffed. Why? One lawyer got annoyed? But when he saw his file on the table, thick, overflowing with complaints, his eyes widened. Dana watched from across the lobby. Halton met her eyes, cold, burning, but not confident. For the first time, he looked worried. IA questioned him for 6 hours. When he came out, he didn't speak to anyone. He marched to his cruiser and slammed the door. But before driving off, he glared at Dana with pure venom. He had lost control. And dangerous men don't stay quiet when their power starts crumbling. At 3:22 a.m., Dana's phone buzzed violently. It was Reeves. "Dana, listen carefully," he said. "IA found something in Halton's trunk files. He kept private logs, names of drivers he targeted." Dana went cold. Reeves continued, "You're on the list, not just once, 4 times." Before Dana could respond, tires screeched outside. She checked her camera. Halton's cruiser. He stepped out alone, face red, shoulders stiff, moving with the desperation of a man who felt his world collapsing. He approached her door, pounded once, twice, then hissed through the wood, "You're ruining everything!" Dana didn't move. Her phone streamed the audio to both IA and Reeves. Halton pounded harder. "You think your video matters? You think anyone will believe?" Headlights flashed behind him, unmarked sedans. Internal affairs agents stepped out and surrounded him. Halton spun around, too late. "Mark Halton," the lead agent said, "you're under arrest for abuse of authority, falsifying reports, and targeted harassment." It was over. Finally. Halton's trial became the biggest event Briar Ridge had seen in decades. Locals lined up outside the courthouse long before the doors opened. One by one, victims testified. A trucker, a college student, a mother of 3, a retiree who admitted he was too scared to speak until Dana came forward. Then Dana took the stand. She played the dash cam footage, the illegal stop, the threats, the attempted trunk search, the moment he backed off when her attorney intervened. The courtroom went silent. Halton's defense tried to paint the stops as proactive policing, but a stack of falsified reports and his private driver list buried him quickly. After deliberating only 2 hours, the jury returned. Guilty on all counts. Some residents cried from relief, others from anger that he had been allowed to act unchecked for so long. Halton was sentenced to 9 years, his badge stripped, his power gone. And Briar Ridge, for the first time in decades, breathed again. Months after the trial, Dana walked down Main Street and noticed something she hadn't seen before. People smiling, driving at night, windows open, no patrol cars hiding behind corners. The town felt lighter, freer, like a weight had been lifted. The sergeant who helped her approached quietly. "You changed this place," he said. "No one else ever had the proof." Dana shook her head. "The people changed it. I just refused to be silent." A small group of residents gathered around her. They thanked her for standing up when everyone else felt powerless. Later that evening, Dana placed her dashcam back into her glove compartment. She didn't need it anymore, but she kept it as a reminder. A reminder of one truth: power doesn't corrupt towns. People who go unchallenged do. And sometimes it only takes one person with courage, evidence, and a voice to stop a monster in uniform. Dana drove home peacefully for the first time ever. And Briar Ridge never forgot her. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's start the conversations that matter, the ones that lead to real change. And if you'd like more stories that challenge us, inspire us, and remind us of what we're capable of when we stand for what's right, subscribe to the channel. Your support helps bring more stories like this to light.